Hello everyone, I am VoidCat, and I just wanted to talk about the challenge that I've been doing for the last 12 days. This is the OpenDAW daily challenge that I've been doing and that I set up myself. So what is this challenge? Basically, the challenge is every day I want to work on making music with OpenDAW. And this does not mean I want to publish music every day, it just means I want to work on music every day. I don't really have an hourly requirement for myself as I'm balancing college and my business, but generally I do at least about an hour every day, and some days I've done as much as 6 hours. Like when I got Spooky and Holotip done, specifically Holotip because I just wanted that song done. I was so tired of working on it for so long. Um, but yeah, now what is OpenDAW? OpenDAW is a digital audio workstation that I discovered while I was looking for free and easy to use DAWs, and it was actually just as I'd given up on looking for them that I found Polarity's video talking about OpenDAW. And I was immediately obsessed with the concept. I love browser-based things. I really like using Onshape for 3D design, and I've used Magma for drawing in the past, and now here I am using OpenDAW to make music and learning how to make music. I like it a whole lot because it's kind of like Ableton, so I can watch a lot of creators that use Ableton and kind of understand what they're doing now. And it's really easy on the eyes. It's not visually overwhelming like how I felt when I tried FL Studio. Now about learning music and the whole point of this challenge. So the whole point of this challenge is my goal is I am taking the most aggressive approach to doing a very hard task. OpenDAW, because it is such an incredibly new project, is fairly unfinished and doesn't have much support. If you want to learn how to do something or if you need help with something, there are no forums, there are no YouTube videos, and the OpenDAW site itself doesn't have very much support built in yet. So if you need help, you kind of have to reach out to the creator, Andre. Now, that is a little tedious and a little frustrating. So the first point of this challenge is trying to learn how to both make music and how to use OpenDAW at the same time. And so, because of how hard that task is, I'm taking the most aggressive way of meeting that task, which is this daily challenge of throwing myself at making music at least a little bit every day. And then the other part of this challenge is that I want to give back to OpenDAW. Since it currently has no support or anything like that, I want to create a tutorial on how to use OpenDAW at the end of this project. Which basically, I don't mean in the sense of making music with OpenDAW, like how to make good music or such and such genre of music. I mean like how to use OpenDAW to make music, period. I don't think I'd be good enough after like a month to teach people how to make music, just to teach people how to use OpenDAW. Um, but yeah, that's the second main goal is after about a month of doing this, I hope I'd be good enough with OpenDAW to be able to make a tutorial. Now, I know that could be a little bit complicated because OpenDAW is frequently updated. It's receiving updates all the time, and some things are subject to change. But generally, it seems like a lot of the concepts and format of OpenDAW are going to stay the same from what I understand of Andre's explaining of the site's aesthetic and use cases. So, like, sure, the vaporizer tool will eventually be replaced with a better keyboard and synthesizer tool, and there'll be more instruments, but generally, most everything will stay in the same format. So, at the very least, the feel of OpenDAW should stay about the same, and anyone who uses my tutorial should be able to logically understand what has and hasn't changed, and everything should still be very similar in terms of like understanding how they work and learning how to understand how things work in OpenDAW. And besides, I intend to update my tutorial whenever OpenDAW experiences like a significant change, because I am very passionate about OpenDAW and the project as a whole. OpenDAW is web-based and it is intended to be open source in the near future. And Andre is incredibly committed to making OpenDAW. I see updates at least, generally once a day, sometimes even an update, and then 2 hours later I see a bug fix come out. And I'm just amazed at how much effort goes into this because Andre is not working on OpenDAW full time. He has a programming job aside from OpenDAW, and yet he still is doing so much work for OpenDAW. Just recently the Playfield came out, which lets you make all these custom audio files into an instrument that you can play on the DAW, which is really cool. But yeah, no, my obsession with OpenDAW and my aggressive desire to learn how to make music impulsively has led to this challenge. And that's all. I just wanted to make this video sort of an in-between, since it might be a hot second before my next song comes out, Retro. So I'll see you all then. Bye-bye.